Hey, Choro-Q collectors. So the Ford Festiva was originally designed by Mazda, and they were asked to design it by, at the time, I guess, the parent company Ford. So this might have actually been a reliable car. And notice these two images. This is called a Shogun. They put a SHO Ford V6 engine in the back, making like 220 horsepower into this tiny little thing. That would be a cool car to have in 164. And I don't know what that is, but it's cool. It's like a pimped out Ford Festiva. So this car was started production in 1986, and it's still in production today in Tunisia. It's been marketed and manufactured all over the world. So it goes by over 10 different names. In Tunisia, it's called the Wally's 619. But it's also known as like the Mazda 121 or the Kia Pride or Saipa, Venerato Turpil, a bunch of different things. Alright, well, anyways, this is obviously an old toy because you can just see or hear that tire is just messed up. So yeah, I'm gonna have to replace those, which is a real shame because I really like the Dunlop that they have molded into the tires, but only one of them is good. I'll save that. Maybe eventually I'll get another one to. But so this is clearly a used toy as well, and let's get an idea here. So it says 80 to 86. Seeing how this Ford Festiva first came out in 1986, I assume this was made in 1986. Number 35 in the HG line of Choro-Qs. It is kind of interesting that they would make a Ford Festiva when Ford is an American car company, and why wouldn't they just call it the Mazda 121? Or maybe the Mazda 121 didn't come out until later. That might be the case. I don't know, that just seems weird. Alright, well, we're going to ignore the tires, of course. It's got the standard 5-sport chrome wheels here, and then these are pullback toys, and the spring still has some pep to it. It has a coin holder so it can do a wheelie. And this is just a molded red plastic body. Being plastic, pretty fine panel gaps there. And then they actually printed Festiva here. I don't know what that is. The black bumper here is painted. I think this is a one body, just painted. Alright, so there's some black overspray here. Some yellow in the turn signals. This is just recessed to this grille. Silver for the headlights. Nothing on the Ford oval there. And then, but we do have it up here, so that's nice. Some details there for the vents. Wiper blades and canvas top are printed on the windscreen. This side looks the same as the other. The rear, there's taillight lines, but no actual paint. And then we have Auto Mama. Interesting. I'm not sure. I assume that means automatic. And then I don't know if this opens. It looks like a totally separate piece. Yeah, what do you know? I wonder if that broke permanently, but it's actually a fold back top. I don't want to bend it further because this thing is so old. I have a feeling that's going to crack forever. But you know what? I got to clean this a little bit. We're going to do a little detail job here. So I keep a little bottle with this needle tip of water here for decals for model kits. Oh, I dropped some though on the actual paper here. That's not good. That paper's going to bubble up. Wow. I'm scraping off decades of grime and disease. Look at that Q-tip. Ugh. Alright, let's maybe go with this one. Even more grime coming off of this one. Alright, I guess that's good enough. Pretty lame detailed job, but a little bit cleaner than, than it was. I'm gonna do a wheel swap while we're here. So standard construction is screw in the front and a tab in the back. Let's see if the tab will actually clear that hole. It's been a while since I opened up a Choro-Q. Yeah, sadly it's weird that they designed this tab to be a little bit wider than the hole that it goes through, or it hooks through. It's a real pain to get these things apart. I'm gonna have to come back. So here's some 3D printed wheels. They actually belonged on an old Nissan Skyline KDR 30 Le Mans car, or a racing car. But I painted them gold, and I think they're very fitting because, you know, the gold accents here. So this is the standard stance. I just literally reused the, I pulled off the original wheels off their axles, and then I swapped these in. But I think I'm gonna switch over to the putty method because I'm not liking the riding stance of this. So I gotta break this crazy glue loose. Now, the cockpit seems to be held in place by that motor, so I am gonna have to retain that motor. Oh boy. Okay, so that axle goes away. I basically have to rip this motor out. Back. I just used some cutters and cut the axle off. I used to save the motors, but I'm never gonna put them back to stock. Even if I sell them, I'll probably just sell them with the wheels anyways, so. But I do need that, so that goes in there. Make sure that skylight thing, sunroof is up there. So you can see the pins now. Sadly, this one's a little bent. Then we gotta get this. I also carved out more hole here. That tab was way too tight, so I carved it out. And now that hook goes nice and easy on and off. And then I will hand screw this thing back because the electric screwdriver will just strip out the plastic thread. Okay. So now you gotta get a pretty good amount of poster putty. At least on the front, you know, because there's so much air there. But, you know, I can get a really low look. The back I don't need as much poster putty. This one, in this case, I can actually get it out of the fender, so that's kind of nice. You can also have some steering if you want. Right. Alright, so maybe I'll get some steering here and here. What's nice about the poster putty, it doesn't take off paint, it never hardens, you can reuse it again and again. These are just normal ChoroQ tires I had laying around. Alright, a few other cartoon-ish cars, mostly ChoroQs. This one is a Ford Anglia. I don't know if it says it though. It doesn't there. It doesn't there, but it's Harry Potter and Weasley or Wesley. I forget the guy's name. Anyways, it's really a sticker of the two characters. It is a really funny toy. This one I poster puttied as well. Alright. An interesting looking car though. Here's an old Ford Thunderbird by ChoroQ. Can never focus. And this is got a nice little wheel back here, but it's also still a coin holder. Doesn't tell you what it is. It says 03 though. 2003. Here's an old garage find GT40, and it purposely has like old looking tires. It's made for Targa Japan. Alright, so very cool. Definitely one of my favorite ChoroQs. A different brand is Wanda Coffee in Japan. They have free cars that come on some of their coffees every now and then. I had to buy this though. And I 3D printed my own wheels specific to that race car. And the last one is by Hot Wheels. We have a Fatbacks Ford Mustang drag car of some sort. But I 3D printed my own. I think these are Weld racing wheels. And it's not as wide with those weird Fatbacks tires. So, I got some deformed Fords. Alright, let's get this Festiva over here, hanging out with a little Bandai Han Solo. Yeah, so naturally this toy was used, abused, but actually with a Q-tip and some water, it seems to be okay now. And I think the wheels help out as well. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next ChoroQ video. Thanks.